Hello, my name is Dante, and I'm going to talk about the Emancipation Proclamation. The Emancipation Proclamation was an order given by Abraham Lincoln to free slaves in January 1st, 1863. At first it didn't have such a snappy name. It was first called Slavery is Whack, Free the Blacks, Make Colored People Equal, Here You Go Negro, and Less Nooses, More on the Looses. All of that may be a lie. Now, when the Emancipation Proclamation was first signed, it didn't mean like black people were like instantly free and it was celebration time. Out of the 4 million slaves, only about 50,000 was free, which is like, 6%? Like 6% of the slaves were freed? And on top of slavery's nonsense. I don't know how slavery lasted as long as it did, because if slaves thought the way I did, there would not have been a movie called 12 Years a Slave. There would have been a movie called 12 Seconds a Slave, because I don't like working for free and I don't like being hit. Now, when all the slaves were quote-unquote freed, there were some parts where slavery was still legal, like even in the Union. Like, this wasn't like an all-across-the-board thing where all of a sudden black people were like, hey, now, we're equal, fuck you, white man, and they were just like, oh, damn it, you got me, because the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, I can't, like, do anything to you. So after it was signed and some of the slaves were free, like 200,000 of them joined to fight against, the South, the Confederate Army. And then some people was like, why did Lincoln wait till like 1863 to get this done? And Lincoln was all like, well, I can't just like say, hey, black people are from Earth like us and they're equal, so they should be free. He needed to prove that he was like kind of powerful and could win some shit before he could go throwing that crazy idea of black people being equal out into the wind and see where it took it. So he waited until the Union beat the Confederates with Robert E. Lee. They whooped their asses in 1862 in September, and Lincoln was like, okay, cool, now I have the power to free you black people, because now people will listen to me because I want to fight. And even after Emancipation Proclamation was signed, it wasn't really a full law. That didn't happen until it was added as a 13th Amendment. Why got to be the number 13? People don't like number 13. Number 13, bad luck. That's up there with like walking under ladders, black kitty cats, watching Adam Sandler movies, whatever. So when they added that, it was just like, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the parties shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. I don't know why my voice did that as I read that, but that's how I read when I read laws, which explains why I'm not a lawyer anymore. But even then, it was just like, you can still be a slave if you're being punished for some shit. Could you imagine that? Like, instead of jail, people made you a slave. It was like, oh, you murdered my family, go do the dishes. And the original proclamation was like 5 pages long, which is stupid because I write all the time and I know people don't like reading, which is why I'm making this into like an audio thing. So nobody's gonna read 5 pages of that. They're like, what's the gist of it? Black people are free. Okay, cool. Anything else? Not really. We'll figure it out as we go along. Next thing you know, got a black president. That's the Emancipation Proclamation.